story.
The abortion rally story.
You don't need... Okay, call it the... What's it? The... Which amendment is it?
Eighth.
Eighth Amendment. Call it the Eighth Amendment rally story.
Okay, the Eighth Amendment rally story. I think it's living proof that I shouldn't be allowed to go anywhere by myself or do anything. Because normally we record these things on a Saturday, correct? We used to anyway. But we weren't last Saturday.
Before we sold out.
We sold out.
To the big man.
Oh, we got a producer now. He's a
Jack,
great guy.
he's a cunt.
I'm kind of a dick.
We have a producer we've never met who's promised a
No, I'm
recording
the producer. We have
it's just going to be at the end of Shank,
Sorry.
where this guy that he's been mailing money to is actually him. It's just an account that he made. It's Jack.
Jack, you're not the producer anymore.
I'm the producer. I put all the work into getting everybody together and organizing when we're shooting. I'm the producer.
You mean you tell us to come into town and then put your iPad down?
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
And I name the episodes and I come up with the topics.
So we have a production...
A job I've done half this week. Will I get back to the abortion story? Or?
We have a production manager we've never met who promised us a recording studio we've never been to.
I think this podcast is the abortion story, Jack. You've aborted this podcast.
You already tried one
It was
episode.
going to be a big, beautiful
that.
baby, and then you and your fucking coat hanger just tore it out.
Oh, Jesus, no.
That's a bit too dark for me. That's saying something. All right, so...
Okay, when we were getting the bus in, Dan said he had a story that he thought was too dark to tell in the podcast.
Oh, no, that's just my pitch for The Invisible Man.
Okay.
But now I think we've crossed a line.
So this is how I Mr. Magoo'd my way into leading an abortion march.
Don't call it that. Because first of all, don't call it that because it's giving the wrong idea.
No, we were in favor of abortions.
You're in favor of allowing them.
Will I tell the story?
That's like saying you want to repeal fucking prohibition and saying that you're in favor of alcoholism. No, you're in favor of legalization. People can be in favor.
I think
we're 2 minutes in. I haven't started the story. We're just discussing.
It's easy to get over PC about this thing. I think it's fine to say the word abortion. In fact, I think the title of this podcast should be abortion, 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 to reinforce our freedom of expression.
Do it for.
Do it for?
Yeah.
But no, Teresa.
No, I think it should be
spell all of them differently.
I'm thinking.
Can one be like for abortion?
Can it just be like
Fantastic.
I buy that for $1.
You never put enough intensity into it. I buy that for $1.
No, I'm going with the rebooted version where they bring him up on the table like
Fuck
Darth
the
Vader.
reboot.
And Jack Earl Henry is like,
I'd buy that for $1.
I'd buy that for $1. Yeah.
So you're.
So we normally. You okay, Dan?
Yeah, I'm good.
Are you okay?
You're busy being too cool.
All right, Dan. Have you been?
My throat just won't clear.
Have you been smoking the back?
I've been smoking the wacky tobacco.
You've been.
Did our Batman episode make you think you want to do the Christian Bale voice? Because nobody should do the Christian Bale voice.
Including Christian Bale.
Not
Including
at all.
Christian Bale.
Alright, so because of Father's Day last week, and do we have a different Father's Day to America? We don't have American listeners anyway, so fuck that.
No, it's the same Father's Day.
Different Mother's Day, though.
Different Mother's Day.
Different Mother's Day. Because we normally record these things or hang out on the Saturday, I had nothing to do. You brought an iPad as well?
Yeah, I don't know.
Can we talk about like the best comic book dads or something?
Yeah, that works for a topic.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm walking in, and I run into this girl from the charity thing.
Yeah.
Fucking really nice, I do training with her, sound girl. I walk up to her, and there's a weird moment where she doesn't spot me, so I trying to wave from across the road. She doesn't see me. I wave again, I whistle, I'm like, oh, she's got headphones in.
Jack, she saw you.
She didn't see me. So I came up, and I'm like, hey, how you doing? And she turned and was real spooked for a second.
Real spooked.
You're a big guy, Jack.
I am a
if you
big
sneak
guy.
Up on someone, they're
She's
gonna
not
be
very
spooked.
tall. She's like, what height are you?
Me? I'm like 5'10".
She's about 5'7", 5'8".
Okay.
Like, hey, how you doing? We walk along, we talk for a bit, having a good time, and we walk past these people, and they're shouting over a megaphone, and they hand her a leaflet, and she's a lovely girl who's just like, oh yeah, I'll take that, yeah, good on you guys. And she reads it, and it says, repeal the age. She's like, what a load of shit. And she tears it.
Okay.
I didn't even know what it was about. She's like, alright, fair enough. We keep talking, we walk away. I go and pick up my Father's Day gift. And I come back, and I should have realized it was the same spot. I didn't. I see a big crowd. I'm like, alright, big crowd of people. It's a street performer, right? It's a magician, it's somebody fucking juggling. So I walk forward, I walk in to see what's going on. Turns out it's an abortion rally. They're shouting about women's rights. I'm like, alright, this is, oh boy. Then I try to leave, and there's like 20, 30 people behind me already. The crowd has gotten bigger at this stage.
Oh, fuck. I know the catchphrase for that abortion rally as well.
What?
Have you guys seen the movie? It's something to do with like, this fucking crazed stepmother. And it's like...
Carrie?
No, it's like, no more hangers! Have you seen that?
No.
It's great.
And then everybody starts walking. I'm like, okay, we're walking now. I can just kind of slip out of here. I don't want to look like the dick who, like, put the white middle class cisgender who pushed his way out.
You don't want to be that dick who slips in.
Exactly. I don't want to be.
No.
Ooh. So they start walking. I'm like, all right, fair enough. I'll just walk with them and kind of move out. And all of a sudden, it turns out I'd say 4 or 5 people from the front of the rally. So when they're marching, I'm fucking stuck at the front. No, I definitely can't hide.
And now everyone in town knows that Jack Long supports abortions.
I don't take a side on abortions. I'm like, have you ever seen that episode of Justice League where Shazam supports Lex Luthor?
No.
Well, there's an episode where Shazam's like, you know what, I think President Luthor's a real okay guy. The Justice League snap at him, and Superman has a great point that they should never take sides on political things. So I never take a...
Says the man who was literally created to be an American propaganda symbol.
And actually took over the whole universe and became, or the whole planet and became president of...
Alternate timelines.
Yeah, an alternate timeline.
Superman, like 5 alternate timelines. There's so many evil Supermen.
How many alternate Batmen do you think there are? That have
there's
just taken over the
Owlman.
universe?
There's Owlman.
There's Injustice Batman that wouldn't surprise me if he took over.
I've never understood that. Why is good Batman into bats and evil Batman into owls?
Because owls are evil.
They are. The owls are not what they seem, listeners.
Don't trust the owls.
Owls, everyone is fond of owls.
Actually,
anyway, just to end the story, I got caught in an abortion rally that I couldn't leave. I saw a picture on Facebook and I'm in behind one of the banners, awkwardly trying to hide my Father's Day gift, which I feel might be ironic in an abortion rally about choosing to get rid of your child. And on that note...
That's a very
harsh... Unless the birthday gift was like a big hook or something.
It was a shirt on a coat hanger.
Yeah.
That's a very weird way of looking at it. But, and also...
And on that note, roll the intro theme.
Why is it...
So start ignition, count to 0. I just wanna be a superhero.
Note. You said it like 10 times today.
And on that note, we're back. What are we talking about this week?
And I'd like to dedicate this episode to my good friend Dean Hodges. Dean, you're a great listener, and we're...
You said his second name wrong.
What's his first name?
Dean Hodge.
Dean Hodge.
Like Codge.
No, I'm
like that sweet...
No, I'm talking.
Backy.
I'm talking of all of them, and it's Nodge.
There's only one.
Nerd.
There's only one. There's only one Dean Hodge out there, and he's the greatest man alive.
So yeah, I'd like to dedicate this episode to my good friend Dean Nodge.
You know what they call him in prison? Dean Hedge. Massive push.
I tell you,
massive.
Oh yeah, the biggest. And you know
the biggest.
You know what they say about guys with big bushes?
Small dicks.
I was gonna say large gardens, but okay.
I was gonna say they sneak a lot of stuff in, but both years.
I think they check.
Also, I feel like a real dickhead now, because you see that can of Pepsi Max over the listeners can't see that.
Yeah.
That's mine from last week.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious? Yeah?
I forgot it last week
Jack
on the
litters?
wall.
Oh shit, turn the podcast off. He's just admitted to littering.
I don't litter. I go help women's rights and go to charity events. There's an awkward silence for a moment. And so what are we doing this week?
On that note, I'm thinking, since it was Father's Day last week, and we are one for poorly timing our podcast.
Yes, poorly timing.
I think we go the best fictional dads.
Fictional dads?
No.
Fictional dads.
All right.
Not factual dads, or else it could get really
best
personal.
Best pop culture dads you can have.
Yeah.
Just fictional. Just stay fictional.
Just stay fictional.
I'd like to put forward Lord Selwyn Tarth of the island of Tarth. Or Lord Selwyn of Tarth.
Game of Thrones.
He's Brienne of Tarth's dad. Fucking love the guy. Because, so, by the standards of the story, people don't like him because they're like, oh, Selwyn Tarth, he's just letting his only daughter and heir just wander out and get herself killed. What an asshole.
Bears and whatnot.
But he's actually a really chill guy because it's this really, like, restrictive medieval society. But when his daughter was like, hey, Dad, I want to go and fight bears.
Oh, that was a nice story, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. When she was just like, I wanna fight bears and I wanna go out and I wanna joust. He was just like, yeah, cool.
That wouldn't work for us though.
Yeah, but
because let's be honest, none of us would want to do that. Of the three of us here,
except Jack, who likes to wrestle a shark.
No, but that's not wrestle a shark. Like, not a big one.
The point is, Selwyn Tarth is literally the only guy in the entirety of Westeros who, when his daughter was like, hey, I want to go be cool, he was just like, yeah.
Except Ned Stark, who literally
Yeah.
bought sword fighting lessons for his little daughter and gave her a sword.
Yeah, but he was
Yeah.
just trying to get it out of her system. Like, Ned was an anti-war person.
Nah, man.
No, it's
Those weren't self-defense.
It's like when a kid's like, "Oh, I want rollerblades." Like, you'll fall and hurt yourself. It's like, fine,
don't
get the
get me wrong.
rollerblades. You're gonna hurt yourself. And you're gonna give up.
Don't get me
afterwards.
wrong, I think Ned is actually best dad. But I want to give special mention to Selwyn Tarth. Because Selwyn Tarth would have been cool whatever.
Can Daenerys be my father?
Did I? No,
Why would you want that?
She's a terrible person.
She takes care of those dragons real well.
She's actually doesn't.
What if I'm just dressed in a dragon?
She lets them just go out and like murder the shepherd's daughter, and then she's just like, "Oh, sorry, man, I'll give you money to pay you back for your dead daughter."
Is Game of Thrones world? I want to get away with
Is
that
there a
shit.
character in Game of Thrones who has sex with her son?
No.
No.
Closest we
That
get
never
is
happens.
that woman who lives over the sky hole,
Who-
and she's
who
breastfeeding the
breastfeeds her
child
son,
who's
yeah.
like 6 or 7.
It's not meant to be sex, it's just meant to be
Yeah, it's
weird.
creepy.
Yeah.
It's just creepy.
You know what?
Moon door, by the way, it's called the moon door.
Up until up until the start of Game of Thrones, I wouldn't mind living under Robert Baratheon as a father.
Oh
he
no,
just-
he was a.
He keeps away, he drinks to himself, and he just gives you money.
No, the thing about
Like
Robert
my
Baratheon.
dad.
The thing about Robert Baratheon is he's an alright guy, but he's a shit dad. Like he beats his kids.
The worst thing, I think, straight up, if we were in the Game of Thrones world, he'd think I'm one of his sons.
You see, that's
Like, he wouldn't think you guys
Yeah,
are.
because you're fucking ginger. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm a big guy with, like, similar
He has
hair to him.
a
He
lot
does
of
not
kids.
have. What?
He has a lot of kids.
He has an awful lot of kids.
That is fair.
The
But
Lannisters would have me murdered because I fucking looked
That's
like
the
I
thing.
might have been one of the Baratheons.
Actually, no,
kids.
you couldn't be a son because you're ginger. He has all of his kids have black hair.
except Joffrey.
It's a plot point that all
Yeah.
Baratheon semen is so strong that all
It's
Baratheon
just jet black.
Yeah.
The semen comes out, it just crawls right in.
all Baratheon kids have black hair.
That's a strenuous connection to execute Ned Stark on. Like that was what he was going with.
That's
He's
not
like,
why they kill him.
I mean, that was his big selling point. He's like, he's got blonde hair. He mustn't be one of the sons.
I think it's more the problem
This
is
is the rock I die on. Apparently,
he goes to Cersei and he's like, "Hey, so Joffrey isn't your son, none of them are," and she's like, "Yeah, fuck my brother," and Ned's just like,
Okay, Dan, who do you think? Also, what do we give?
Selwyn Tarth.
Selwyn
Selwyn of Tarth.
Can we say can we rate it out of 10 dad tea parties?
Yes, out of 10 dad tea parties. Want to explain what a dad tea party is, or just?
It's when a little girl is having a tea party and the dad sits down and sits next to all the teddy bears and drinks tea with her.
I'm on board
Or
with
pretends
that.
to drink tea.
Okay.
I think
It's
that's
in
the
a
ultimate
similar
mark
vein.
of dadship. So
It's
I'll
in
go
the same
with
vein as also painting her toenails and doing her hair.
that. Yeah.
He's a supportive guy who's got money. You know what? I give him a 6. Yeah.
Who? Selwyn?
Selwyn.
I like Selwyn because I get the feeling if Brienne of Tarth had come out and said, "Dad, I wanna ride goats," Selwyn of Tarth is the kind of guy who would have been, "I support you in this decision."
Okay, I think I've got one.
Okay.
And you got to hear me out.
Okay.
Alfred.
Yeah.
Not Bruce
Yeah.
Wayne,
Yeah.
but Alfred.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fucking Bruce Wayne takes me and he's like, I will train him as my new ward. And after 2 weeks of failing him, I just live in Wayne Manor with Alfred.
And that's the thing. Look, Alfred does not only father like all the Robins, he fathers Bruce Wayne as well.
Yeah.
Still,
He's
a
bad dad.
big fucking
Can I
baby.
be-
That Bruce Wayne.
Can I be Alfred's sidekick? Like Batman's got Robin,
Oh, you should
Alfred's
be-
got me.
I was going to say you could be the short butler, but you wouldn't be in that
I'm
situation.
definitely taller than Alfred.
Yeah.
I'm the one who carries Alfred around in his old... I'm like his Hodor.
Could have
Yeah.
been the Lewis Wilson Alfred. It's just the senile old man with the revolver. Just get me Scotland. Yeah. There's this weird bit. He's on the ground. He calls the police.
Wait, give me Scotland Yard. No way.
Give me the. And he goes, no, give me the police. And then for some reason they reply again and go, oh, give me anyone. So the implication is he says, get me Scotland Yard. The person on the phone says, excuse me. He
Which
says,
yard?
oh, get me the police. And they go, excuse me again, as if they
Just
don't
for
know
a
what the
reference
police
to
are.
anybody who didn't hear our Batman episode, Lewis Wilson was Batman 45? 46?
Batman 43.
Batman 43.
And he
white
was
Batman.
a fucking madman.
Just picture that version of Alfred, but he's behind the table, he's firing wildly, and I'm just giving him bullets to restock the gun next to him.
You're too big. You're like over the cover. You're taking shots in the shoulder. It's like you pull them out of you and just giving it to him.
Every now and again, I'm actually in
Every
Batman.
now and then I get a little bit lonely and you're never coming round.
In Batman vs Superman, I'm the one who helps Jeremy Irons just write his snarky comebacks. I'm just sitting there.
You're his
in Wayne
ghostwriter.
Manor. Yeah,
You're Jeremy Irons' ghostwriter.
it'd be pretty sweet. I mean, it'll be real shit when the rest of the Bat family comes around, because then I'm standing like next to Dick Grayson, who's built and like has a 6-pack and stuff. Everybody in there is super muscular. It's just me and Alfred. Even for
I'd say what Alfred's built. We've never seen him with the shirt off. But I'd say,
well. Batman, All-Star Batman. We see a shirtless Alfred because crazy old Frank Miller just wants to do that, and he's like this weird, sexy old man who I'm guessing Frank Miller wants.
Does he
to
have
be
the
Alfred.
bow tie on and no shirt?
He rips off his shirt and makes a tourniquet for Vicky Vale, then kisses her as she passes out.
What
I honestly think we could do a whole episode on All-Star Batman and Robin.
You could do an episode on how fucked up Frank Miller is.
We could do 3 episodes on fucking Frank Miller.
What do we give Alfred out of?
Oh, he's
Dad
got to be a
Tea
10
Parties?
out of 10.
I give him a 7 just because if we're living in Wayne Manor, there's a good chance it's going to be blown up or attacked by the Penguin.
That's not his fault. You can't take dad points away from someone.
Wait,
because of
no.
extra
never mind.
dads.
I'd say
Alfred's a bad dad.
Why?
Have any of you read the New 52?
Hang on, fuck's sake.
Julia Pennyworth, he just leaves her in England to go be with Bruce Wayne.
There's a bigger problem. He's sort of a...
He kind of abandons his
what's
daughter
the
to work
word?
with the Waynes instead.
There's a word I'm looking for. What's that thing where if
He indulges
someone's an
you?
alcoholic and you help the
Enabler.
An enabler, yes. Alfred Pennyworth is a massive enabler.
Actually, at that, he's also paid.
Yeah. Actually, fuck it. Alfred's
Actually,
a terrible dad.
I don't
He's
think
paid to
I
be a
don't-
dad.
I have a theory that Alfred isn't getting paid. He's just getting all the Wayne Industries money once Bruce Wayne dies, and that's why he's willing to help Batman. He's like, one of these nice jokers going to get him, and I'm going to get paid.
It's just a really elaborate, like, inheritance scheme.
And that's why he's so pissed off in Dark Knight Returns. Because he's like, why aren't you dead yet?
Is
Yeah,
Alfred
the rest
still
of-
alive in Dark Knight Returns?
Yeah, he has a stroke at the end of it.
Spoilers for Dark Knight Returns. All right,
He's like 92, but he's still...
Dan, who do you think is...
I'm going to go with this one, and I think this one's hard to beat. Joel from The Last of Us.
Ooh, that's a...
Oh, no.
No?
Joel's a shitty person.
We're all
Why?
definitely dying in that scenario.
It doesn't matter what kind of person he is. Is he a good dad? I think he's a good dad.
No, he's like really like shut off and mean.
Wait, what age Joel? Like old man Joel or like
I'd say
young
Joel.
man Joel?
If we're
hang
going
on,
with
young
Alfred in
Joel.
general, then we're going with all-time Joel.
If it was young Joel, then I definitely give it to him. But old man Joel, he's a shit dad.
I don't want to live it up.
Why? Because it isn't even his job to be a dad, and it makes sense at what point he starts being like a dad to her.
We'd all die in the Last of Us universe. He would let us die.
He wouldn't let. He
No,
does. Whoa.
he'd become obsessed with keeping us alive.
He'd save one of the 3 of us. The other 2 are dead.
Nah, I'd say he's. Fucking,
He'd save the weakest
and
of
spoilers
us.
to The Last of Us, he fucking shot up
Good
an
job,
entire
buddy.
hospital to make sure that he had to choose between saving the human race and his daughter figure, and he chose his pseudo-daughter
He
figure.
then kidnapped her, murdered one of her oldest friends, and lied to her about it.
Plus, we're the
Her oldest friend, I don't think it's fair to call her. the
Marlene was
oldest
a
friend.
family friend. Marlene was
I
a
don't
friend of her
think so,
mother. She'd known
especially
Marlene her
after
entire
DLC.
life.
Nah, man.
No, she
I don't
only
buy
knew
that
Marlene
shit.
after her friend died, wasn't it?
Well, the fact of the matter is, they've been, like, close for at least a year.
But
She
Marlene
was-
wanted to cut out her brain.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
felt
Marlene,
forced to.
Marlene was
Yeah,
on
but
board
she
with
was
killing
gonna.
her.
Yeah, she didn't want to.
Okay, but she was going to.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is...
She was gonna do
sorry,
it.
but I'm gonna say that bit at the end. Marlene is wounded. She's not a threat to anyone. Joel murders her out of vindictiveness. He doesn't do it because he feels he needs to. He does it because he
That
wants
proves
to.
he's willing to protect us no matter what.
He didn't do it to protect Ellie. He did it because he wanted to.
He
Nah.
knew she'd
He's got a
recover,
mean
they'd come
streak.
out.
He's-
Fireflies would come back. Fucking
Yeah, he's got to cut off the head of that mushroom, man.
yeah. I like that.
Yeah, see, fungus,
That
because
works?
mushrooms are the thing.
Mushrooms don't have heads.
How great would
Cut off the cap, I don't know.
How great would a Mario game set in the Last of Us universe be?
And Mario's just fucking a ticker.
No,
Or a
it's
clicker.
It's no Luigi's the clicker.
He's the clicker.
But Mario's got him on a leash. He's like, I can't let you go, brother. I'm sorry. It's like Escape from New York, but with Peach and Mario. In the last, I fucking want to see that.
How fucked up is that bit where, spoilers for The Last of Us, where the bit where the guy has to kill his younger brother and then he
Oh,
turns the
yeah.
gun on himself?
Yeah, man.
You can
The
see
Last
it
of
coming
Us-
like 2 minutes beforehand. But
The Last
Oh,
of Us
yeah.
is one of those games that I'm so happy I didn't get any part of it spoiled for me.
Yeah.
same.
No, like, and the thing is, I thought I had something spoiled for me because I saw like a clip in a review of, Joel falling on a piece of rebar.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, that must be how he dies, because people were complaining that it spoiled something in the comments. And I was like, oh shit, for that whole sequence, I was sure, for the whole game, going into it, I was, yeah, Joel's gonna die. And he didn't, and I was so happy.
All right, what do we give Joel out of 10? Out of 10 dad tea parties?
I'm giving him a 5.
I'm giving that man an 8.
I'm giving him a 6 again.
He had to be a dad twice.
He's protective.
Once in an apocalypse.
So what's the ranking so far? I think it might be Joel, Alfred. No, Joel, your guy, then Alfred. Because Alfred left his daughter behind for like
Okay,
17
actually,
years.
you know what? Fair enough. Joel is a pretty good dad, but I'm not betting on the fact that he's a shitty person. That's what I think. What makes The Last of Us so great is just he's such a shitty person.
Okay,
that
he's a
it's
shit, but
that
that's
it's
we
compelling.
ain't talking about people.
No.
We talking about dads.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Pretty good dad, especially to his like actual daughter. He was a great dad.
And also, I mean, he was injured, and then he went after to try and stop cannibals from eating his pseudo daughter. So that's dad points right
I think
there.
an argument could be made that was selfish, because like from a certain wait.
How exactly
wrong
is
with
that
you?
selfish?
Because, okay, engaging in violence isn't exactly an act of self-sacrifice for him. He does that on the daily.
It is when he's got
reg.
a bloody spike sticking out of his chest.
Well, he's recovered from
There's
that.
several times at the
He
start of the
is
game where we're
certainly
shown that Joel only does stuff because it's beneficial to him. He only helps
the thing with
so
Ellie-
he can get his guns back, so he can get his
But
money, so he can
an
kill
argument
fireflies.
could be made. The whole reason he didn't want to become like
We
like,
need to do a
he
last
didn't
one
want to be-
episode when 2 comes out.
he
Yeah,
didn't
we
want to
can.
start caring for Ellie because he was scared that
He was scared of being a dad.
he was scared that she'd die and he wouldn't be able to like recover from that one. But the thing is, that bit where she's kidnapped and he goes after her, the exact same as when he goes after the fireflies in the hospital. I think you can make the argument it's selfish. He's doing it against her wish.
Can we get back to dad stuff here? Just
Especially in the hospital. This is dad stuff. Especially in the hospital. Like Marlene even points out, if Ellie had the choice, she'd probably be willing to sacrifice herself for the sake of mankind. Ellie,
But he's not going to put that choice in his child's hands.
No.
Nobody ever would.
But-
That's what
but
a good
he
dad
never
would
does.
do.
Yeah.
But he never does. He jumps straight to the slaughter because he knows he can't.
Nah, man.
He can't cope with her dying.
I think you're contriving something because you want to be contrarian
Yeah.
and say that he's bad. He's a bad person, okay,
This is
but
my-
that
no,
act is
that-
not
no.
selfish.
It's my interpretation of the act. He's going against her wishes because he knows he personally couldn't
Will
handle if she
Smith,
died.
Deadshot from Suicide Squad.
Still, instead of getting a day job, chooses to be a professional assassin. So, points lost.
Always willing to write to you, willing to protect you.
Yeah,
will
always,
give himself
there's the rub. He's always willing to fucking write to you.
Yeah.
He's in prison.
He give himself up to the Batman, a man we know is willing to murder any criminal he comes across.
He was straight up willing to kill the Batman, but it was just his daughter stood in front of him, and he was considering it.
He should have gone for the bounce shot. He just going bam against the wall.
Yeah, he should have shot behind him.
That's what we should have gotten more of. We should have gotten more Deadshot trick shots.
Yeah, I know, right?
He's got really interesting friends, and he'll be out of prison real soon, or he'll die.
He's teaching her fucking Pythagoras by saying,
Bullet drop.
imagine there's a by bullet drop. And I mean, although it's cute and funny, that's losing dad points.
Hear me out. The three of us, if he's our dad, the three of us could grow up to be like Colin Firth from fucking Daredevil, flicking peanuts off stuff.
Colin Farrell.
Colin Firth from Daredevil, yeah.
Colin Firth could be a good bullseye.
He'd be amazing.
He'd be an interesting bullseye.
After Kingsman, I think Colin
Yeah,
Firth can do
yeah.
anything competently.
Yeah.
Fuck, when are we doing Kingsman, man? When's Kingsman 2 coming out?
It's coming
It's
out in
July?
October.
October?
Was it?
Fuck. I don't
It's-
know.
I
It
have
feels
no
like a
idea.
summer movie, though. I thought it'd be something. But
Also, I love how the original comic was just about like the British Secret Service.
Yeah.
Kingsman didn't exist in the comics. They made Kingsman in the film because Kingsman is like
No, Kingsman's the name of the comic.
no, it's called
I've
the Secret. It's just called the Secret Service.
I've read it. It's
So
called
have I.
Kingsman.
It's just called the Secret Service.
Also, it's not Mark Millar's best work. It's not a very good comic.
Mark
I've heard
Millar,
that, yeah.
surely.
It's Mark Millar.
it's Mark Millar.
Okay.
Don't argue this. It's Mark Millar.
I'm not arguing.
You're gonna look it up on your phone. You're gonna get one bullshit version of it, and it's
I'm
not
actually
right.
looking up the Secret Service to show you what.
Same thing happened with Genji Tarnakovsky, which I was right about.
No, you were wrong about.
I went
it.
home and heard him say it himself. Anyway,
I was really happy to point out that Jack was
more
wrong.
more dads. You weren't.
More dads. Okay, I'm
Also, I
saying
was right about
I'm,
Gal Gadot.
I'm saying Deadshot's getting a 4 dad tea parties out of 5
All right,
out of
4
10.
dad tea
By the way, what is the?
Because he won't be there for 6 of those tea parties. He won't be there. He'll
And
be,
he'll be doing trick shots.
and if he is there, he's going to be taking a target while he's doing it. He'll be like, "Yeah, honey, that's great. Thanks, Mr. Teddy
over
Bear."
the shoulder.
Bang. Like, remember? Have you guys seen Assault on Arkham, the animated movie?
Yes.
At the end, he shoots Amanda Waller in the face while his child is behind him, playing with a tea set.
Superman.
He also bluffs the bit where he bluffs Joker
Joker.
about the empty gun, and then just punches him in the face and gets the arm gun off him.
Superman? Question mark?
I'm not an authority on this because I have not read Rebirth yet.
I have. It's real good. I think you give him a 9 out of 10.
I mean, yeah, of course, it definitely falls down to Witt's interpretation of Superman.
We'll go.
Yeah, it was just called The Secret Service, and it was about MI6.
I've seen it in stores. They might have rebranded it because of the movie, but I've seen it in stores. Down
Later
as
renamed Kingsman to tie in with the film. But yeah, it was just called The Secret Service.
I've seen
You know what this means?
loads of
He's better than Jack. Because I know the original title.
I know way more about comics than you ever will.
Yeah, that's because you're a fucking nerd.
Fuck you.
Get the fuck out of
I'd
here.
beat you in a
nerd.
shirtless wrestling match any day.
Try me.
I knew that. I know it's his trigger now.
You know,
That's his roseblood.
Mark Millar, like, when's the last time... I mean, I say this because I know nothing about this man. He seems to, like, write comics alongside the writing of movies quite a bit.
He does.
Matthew Vaughn, particularly.
Yeah, he sells a lot of his properties before they're done.
Yeah, like
But-
Kick-Ass was done with the film Kick-Ass.
Yeah,
Kingsman.
Kick-Ass came out the final issue of Kick-Ass came out a week before the movie. Like say,
Also, the ending to the Kick-Ass comic is, like, a lot more sad.
yeah, I kind of like the movie where he's just on the really shit jetpack.
Like, at the ending of the Kick-Ass comic, and spoilers, is that, like, Kick-Ass, like, his girlfriend never forgives him and just sends him a picture of her giving
some
her...
other guy, right?
Of her new boyfriend's dick.
Yeah.
That's nice of her.
Yeah, isn't it?
No, doesn't it turn out it's the black guy that he...
It's the
beat
black
up?
guy, yeah.
Yeah, but in the movie, he's killed by Big Daddy. Actually, Big Daddy, as a father, what do we give?
He's such a bad dad.
You see,
You remember when he's testing the Kevlar vests and he's shooting his daughter in the chest?
I'd say he might be a good dad if he wasn't a crazy man.
He'd be a good dad if he wanted to be a superhero.
Yeah.
Which, let's be honest, do we not kind of want to be superheroes?
I don't.
Kind of want.
Like,
It's like, especially, you know the thing about bulletproof vests is once you get shot, once the fibers break and they don't work twice.
They can take about 3 shots before they're ripped apart.
Yeah, but he shoots her twice in that scene.
Nah,
So
well,
it's
like, he's using a superhero's bulletproof vest.
True.
I'm not going to deduct him for that.
Yeah.
But you are
So-
going to deduct him
Yeah.
for shooting his daughter, right?
No, I am going
He
to deduct
takes
him
her
on
for ice cream
principle.
afterwards.
See, that's the thing. He takes her for fucking milkshakes and ice cream.
Never have children if you think that's okay. Like, I can shoot my kids as long as I bring them for ice cream afterwards.
As long as nobody gets hurt and everybody had a good laugh, it's fine.
And then when she goes into
It's like
second,
me at the abortion rally.
even when he's burning alive, he's instructing her on what to do so she
Exactly.
doesn't get hurt. She's like, now switch to blinding light.
With Big Daddy,
Right,
you're
yeah.
always going to be well trained. You're always going to be fit. It's going to be
In
great.
hurting people,
You're always going to have lots of weapons and shit. It's great.
like, you can excuse Joel for the weapons training because that's post-apocalypse. But he's training his daughter to hurt people in regular
He's training
time.
his daughter to save people from the mob.
Yeah, but it's still regular Earth where we have police and don't need vigilantes.
We've seen in the Kick-Ass world, the police are super ineffective.
I'd say he's 5 dad tea parties. 'Cause the thing is,
Five
he
dads.
would go to those tea parties. He would
Yeah.
just shoot you in the chest.
He'd go to those tea parties and invite over some mob guys.
I
to
feel
beat
like
up.
you
Yeah.
need to detract more for the chest shooting, but fair enough. I give him 4.
Wait, is the chest shooting in the comic?
I think so.
See, that's it, because Big Daddy looks really different in the comic.
Yeah.
And his backstory is different too.
All right, John, you got any?
I'm gonna go Stannis Baratheon, because whenever his
No,
daughter is cool, he always keeps her warm. You know what they say, give a man a fire, you keep him warm for a night. Set a man on fire, you keep him warm for the rest of his life.
That is true.
I had one. I can't remember how it's phrased, but it's something Shuri on the Barbie. Anyway, very low. I'm giving him a 1.
Give him a 1.
Homer Simpson.
He's a good dad in the books.
Homer Simpson.
Oh,
He's a shitty person.
Yeah, kind of the best person as well.
Nah, man.
The
Okay.
thing is, Simpsons has been going for so long that he's flip-flopped to both sides of the
Can
spectrum.
we go classic Homer then? Like the good.
No,
he's-
it's the good Homer who strangles his child. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, no,
Who was also an
he
astronaut.
strangles Bart, but there's no lasting damage.
No,
And-
no, we've seen several times that Bart's larynx is fucked up. Dr. Hibbert makes a point of it. It's like, your son's breathing's not very good.
Also, we get that thing in the Trios of Horror thing where he like strangles Bart and his neck elongates when he strangles him. It like thins out.
During the Fantastic Four parody?
No,
I think they did that at one point.
yeah.
It's like the Gypsy Curse thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, but hear me. Stop throwing stuff. There's gonna be loud clanging in the background every time.
Yeah.
Okay, Homer's not getting a lot at all.
But he did take the job at the power plant specifically to support Maggie.
He's always supportive. He's always helpful, and
I would argue
But
he's neither of those
there's
things.
times when he's neither of those things. That's the thing.
but he always
flip-flops.
comes through after 22 minutes. No matter what goes wrong and what
That is
bad happens,
true.
it comes through to you after 22 minutes.
After 22
But the
minutes,
thing
he does.
is-
And he's practically invulnerable.
Oftentimes, he does shitty things, and then those stories just sort of resolve themselves.
What about
Like-
that time he disappointed Lisa, so he bought her a pony and worked at the Quickie Mart as an extra job to pay for the pony?
That was nice of him.
That was pretty great, right?
But there's just
What about that time where he irresponsibly took his child with him as he motorcycled up a dome to throw a bomb out of the hole in the top
That's
of the
the
dome?
movie.
What about that time
He saved the city doing that.
I know, but he took his child with him to deliver a bomb.
Well, remember that time Lisa was
Because they
doing...
weren't spending enough time together. He
Remember
makes
that time
point.
Lisa was doing, like, I think it was either a spelling bee or competitive chess, and he bet against her, and she found out and was humiliated and took her mother's name? I remember that.
But he went out of his way to redeem himself at the end.
Remember that time when he becomes an
that's a
overbearing
crossword
manager
joke. Crossword
for
joke.
his daughter when she becomes a child singing star, and then he ditches her when he becomes too overbearing and teams up with that pretty guy?
I don't know why, but
Yeah, I do.
I don't know why, but I pictured that episode, but it's a Millhouse he teamed up with.
No, it was...
Well, hear me out. What about the episode where he becomes a soccer coach? Not soccer coach, a soccer ref. Lisa starts diving, and to teach her a lesson, he gives her the yellow card,
Sorry,
even though it's a family member.
What sport? was
Soccer. We're playing soccer. Do you want me to say football?
it? Yes, I do want you to
They're
say
playing
football.
football.
You're fucking Irish.
All right,
Act like it.
all right. They're saying they're playing football.
That's a Scottish accent.
Well,
What the fuck is your deal, man?
John, if he was really Irish, he would call that English football and say Gaelic, and then call Gaelic football.
Football.
Yeah.
But, you know, we can't all be perfect.
Nah.
So what do we give Homer Simpson?
Depending on the day, he's a 1 or a 10.
And I think,
After
and I think
22
that
minutes,
in
I think-
itself means he should be a 5.
Yeah.
Because if he can't be consistent, that's a big problem. That just means he's bipolar. Like.
Arguably, it should... by Homer. Arguably, it should mean he's a 1, because shitty behavior doesn't get excused by good behavior
You're
sometimes.
right, yeah.
Who's the best animated father
Um,
out of like the kind of adult style cartoons? Like your American Dads, your Family Guys, your
Randy Marsh.
Ah, I was gonna say Randy.
is that King of the Hill?
No, it's
South
Stan's dad from South Park.
Oh, yeah.
He's a pretty good dad.
Always gets in drunken fights.
For his son.
He took the biggest shit in the world.
No, that was Bono, actually.
Yeah, Bono,
'cause Bono beat
beat
him,
him.
No, Bono was the biggest shit in the world. That's what it turns out.
Let's see. He's rich now.
Yeah.
Made all that money from being Lord.
Yeah.
The singer performer Lord. That's
He
him.
did try to murder his family that one time when they bought the Blockbuster, but that was because he was possessed by the ghost of the Blockbuster.
Yeah.
So.
The ghost possessions go for everything. It's cool.
Shelley! Shelley!
Where's the video, Shelley? Alright, I'm trying to think of things Randy has done. He left his wife and kids to become a serious Guitar Hero player.
He does dick tricks in front of his children, which is questionable. But
Gave himself
dick,
testicle cancer just so he could smoke weed.
yeah, dick magic is a legitimate hobby, I suppose. And
What do you think that... I thought that's what the rally actually was. I thought people had credit to see somebody do some dick magic.
sort of the opposite of that.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a joke that could link that, and I was like, they're there, maybe.
What do we give Randy?
He's getting a 0. Fuck that guy.
But he never actually really does anything that makes him a
He
bad.
does dick tricks in front of his kids.
But it's just his
He goes
hobby.
around
He also
town.
does it on live TV. People like it.
He's hated by everyone who's not white. There's that moment
Actually, yeah, you can't really
racist.
justify that one.
He goes around town hopping on his giant inflated testicles.
But so does everyone else. I mean, really.
He starts the trend.
I mean, he's not Butters' dad. Butters' dad is the worst dad. 'Cause
Butters' dad is doing the right thing.
Butters'
kinda.
dad is just straight up abusive.
Have you seen the episode of where the drone, Butters uses the drone to spy on the mother? He's like, I was in the house, Butters was in the house. Butters was grounded, so he wouldn't have been in there. It's like, sir, it's obviously something. But he was grounded, he wouldn't have been there.
I like the episode where Butters thinks he's in Cartman tricks him into thinking he's in, like, a VR version of South Park. So he goes to his house, and when his dad starts giving out to him for being late, he just punches his dad as hard as he can in the balls. He's like, it's so realistic, I can feel his balls on my fist. And his dad is just curled up.
Cartman's mother.
She's fine.
She's both
not-
genders.
Yeah.
She gave birth to him. She's his only parent.
Yeah, she's put male and female genitalia and gave birth to Carbon.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
like
God.
she's not really a bad parent. Well, I mean, she's an enabler too.
She's an enabler. But I don't think any of us are as big of dickheads as Eric Cartman.
He's evil.
Yeah.
He murdered 2 people and then fed
No,
them
it's
to
fine.
their
He met
child.
the, he met
That's
the
true,
right...
good Carney.
He met the right lady in the new...
taste your tears, Scott.
He met the right lady in the newest season. Now he knows women are smart and funny.
Nope, come and joke minds of Mars. He hates her now.
Oh yeah, fuck, you're right. That's a fucking great episode. Alright,
No, my favorite part is that they had Elon Musk, voiced by Elon Musk, and
Elon Musk
Cartman
is in a lot of things.
and Cartman convinces Elon Musk about the come and joke minds of Mars that they're real,
Alright,
and he just goes along with it.
I think I've got one, and hear me out. But Walter White. Good father?
Okay, that's an interesting one.
This is a conflicting one.
Yeah, see? He's always going to provide for you. He's always going to take care of your family.
He's not doing it for them though.
At the start he is.
Nah,
He's
he was
got
always doing it for himself.
He's got your future paid off, and we've got to split the money 5 ways, but even then, how many millions does he leave?
I'd say, see, I agree with Azar that is a selfish act, but you could argue there's equal evidence to say that it isn't.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, at least in the initial seasons, but like, and also, I would argue that if you're outwardly and appear to be a good dad, then you may as well be a good dad.
Alright, hear me out. We're walking through the park, right?
Yeah.
We're on a lovely family stroll out, we're all linking arms walking through the park, and some like skinheads come up to us, and they're real mean to us. They mock our hats, our patty caps,
Okay.
and our fedoras.
And we kind of care away. We're like,
Yeah,
oh.
we're like, right, we don't care that much, which I never would.
Fucking Walter White comes in the back way,
Fucking
steps on that cunt's
kicks
leg.
in the back
But
of their
that's the
legs.
thing, that season 1 Walt would do that. Season 4 Walt would just act timid, and then once they left, he'd have them murdered.
Season 3 Walt would buy you a car.
Yeah, but those stupid of them.
And show you Scarface. Yeah. You see, no, that's the thing, and I think he changes, but also doesn't change a whole lot.
Do you think we'd make it through Breaking Bad?
Us?
Like, if we were
No,
living
Wait,
with
what
the White,
role are we playing in Breaking
we're
Bad?
all his sons.
We're all his
Well,
sons.
in that case, we would. We'd
No,
just
it's the 3 of us, Walter Jr. and
We'd end up in witness protection.
Yeah, I feel like, though, because there's 3 of us and an increased number, there's an increased probability of the villains
Yeah.
finding out about us and kidnapping us.
I feel like John would get out of the shower, light a scented candle, and Jesse has soaked the house in gasoline.
Why would Jesse kill me?
Because he soaked the house in gasoline and didn't realize you were in the shower.
Oh yeah.
Which is a lot
Wait,
funnier.
why would I be in his house?
No, Jesse soaked
Oh right,
Walter's
that's
house.
Walt's house. He also burns down his old house. No, wait, no, he just lets it get trashed.
I think it's a lot funnier to imagine a scenario where it's like Abbott and Costello, where you go into one room and Jesse walks down the hallway and neither of you see each other, even though you're completely naked and he's insane carrying gasoline. Would we make it out?
I don't know, man.
I mean,
I mean, the whole thing is his family doesn't get involved until like the end of the 5th season.
yeah.
Yeah.
Apart from Skylar, but
I feel like I wouldn't support Skylar. Like, I feel like at the very end where
Yeah.
Walter Jr. is going, I wouldn't.
You know,
you'd side with your meth dad?
No, I think I just... sided with
I'd
neither
say
of them.
Walter White, the meth dad, he's got to get some serious pointage.
He does.
I'd say we give him 17 parodies, because
That's a lot.
You're real rich at the end and none of his enemies are coming after you because he killed them all.
He did kill
Yeah.
a lot of people.
yeah, and he actually has the respect and love for you to leave you alone.
Plus, you get
Well, you don't wanna see him.
you get free fried chicken as much as you want. For a big man like me, that's a great deal.
Oh, not anymore.
For a
You get
tiny
free
bit.
car washes, Jack. That's what you fucking get.
Yeah, fuck
Also-
you and your eyebrows.
How funny is it to imagine the scene from Breaking Bad where Hank is out in the car and he pulls up next to the prostitute, but it's the 4 of us in the car with him, and he's like, "This is what meth does to you." We're like,
Cool.
coolio.
Hi, Shelly.
Also, I'm gonna say, like that closed shop scene, like in the first season,
Yeah.
like the first episode. I think like that alone has got to like, because he's living with a child with cerebral palsy, and he's fucking dadding out.
Yeah.
like he's going full dad with that, and like he goes in and he has him put on his pants. Fucking
Yeah.
dad points right there.
Yeah.
I feel like he'd go too far though, where like one of us goes to get a shirt and we get the wrong size shirt, and the woman's like, I think the shirt's a little too tight for you.
He just leg stomps her.
Sorry, leg stomps her. I don't think that hat is right for you. Leg stomp again.
Also, we'd be we'd be with the family trend. We're a family of bald people.
For those of you who haven't, I realized I was going to record this and throw it up on the YouTube channel for the podcast, but I forgot. For those of you who can't see us right now, which none of you can,
No one can. For those of you who can't see it, no one can see
unlike
it.
our special video episode,
That guy in the
which was
bush
great.
watching us. Except that guy who can see us.
Except for that one guy vigorously masturbating and staring right at us. Me and Dan got our heads shaved.
I didn't.
Yeah, because you're a pussy.
No.
We should have went with
I
the
had
running
no
gag
reason
that John was the only guy who got his head shaved.
Oh, that would
and that
be
we
better.
didn't. And because we make sensible life
Oh,
choices.
that would have been so zany and wacky.
Me and Dan are rocking sweet hats. I've got a fedora, Walter style, and he's got a pedicab. Rocking that pedicab. Alright, any more dads?
Any more dads?
Alright, we did Alfred, but Batman?
No, shit, Dad.
To be fair, he did not know for a long time. Actually, no,
I'm
better
talking about
one.
the Robins. I'm talking about the Robins.
Ra's al Ghul.
Great Dad. Gets them in the family business, gives them eternal life, does a bit of
Yeah.
brain transplantation once he starts getting old, but who doesn't?
It's just like doing a marrow transplant, you know, you
Yeah.
kind of do it.
I feel like when I feel like in Batman Beyond, when he becomes Talia al Ghul, he doesn't tell us either. Like,
Yeah.
hey, Mom, how you doing? He's like, fine, how are you doing?
By the way, I like to think in that episode of Batman Beyond, there's totally a scene where off-screen, Ra's just fucks younger Bruce when Bruce goes into the
You're my successor.
when he goes into the Lazarus pit and then comes out young, like in his 50s. There's definitely a scene where Ra's just like, well, I mean, I have the facilities, and he just rides Bruce, and then afterwards he's like, why did you keep calling me detective in a raspy voice? It's just what I'm into.
Would
And
we
he's
have-
like, I roll with that.
Would we have to help take down Batman?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, we're being roped in to take down Batman.
he's
I
Era
think-
the Demon, man. We need to coerce him.
Actually,
No, I mean in Batman Beyond, I feel like he sends the four of us to fight Terry while he takes on Bruce.
now see, that's the thing. I think he forced us to do the tactic, like his daughter. He forced us to seduce Batman and then date rape him.
We're gonna have to roofie him an awful lot.
Yeah, we are.
Imagine us being like the three sons from Futurama.
Okay, well, let's look at the pros. We get ultimate self-defense training.
Yep.
We can probably kill any person we're put into a room with.
Potential immortality.
Potential mortality. If a little grey hair, but you know,
That's fine.
that's
One
fine.
of us might find an idol and become a Damien Dark.
One of us could do that.
We're eco-terrorists, so we're at
Yeah.
least doing things for nature.
Yeah, same with the planet. We get. I can only imagine. We get like sweet, fucking shirtless wrestling. Yes.
There could be
All
cool.
our training will be shirtless.
There could be
Would
cool
all of
bits
it.
where like they. This is one thing I think would be actually kind of cool if they ever do like if they ever do a live-action League of Assassins again. I think it would be cool. You know that bit in Dark Knight Rises where he's climbing out of the pit and they say the Deshi Basara bit.
Yeah.
Like everyone's going Deshi Deshi Basara Basara, and it means rise. I think they could incorporate that into a Lazarus pit scene.
Yeah, that
where like
could be
They could have, yeah.
they do a ritual where like they're lowering Ra's al Ghul's body into a Lazarus pit and
That's
they
what they
start
should have been
chanting Deshi Basara.
That's what they should have been chanting in Batman Begins when Ra's walks out for the first time. You know when they all bow to him?
Yeah.
That would be pretty sweet. Anyway, also, I just had a thought. If we're all Ra's al Ghul's sons, or we're heirs to the demon, I like the idea Talia al Ghul was able to date rape Batman 4 times. She got him 4 times.
She got him 4 times.
Got him for all of us and Damien.
He just keeps waking up going, why do I keep falling for that?
Also,
I have to stop accepting the glasses of Prosecco she gives me.
We would be the most disappointing Batman sons.
I'm sorry, I don't think any of us could beat Damien. Like, even if we were all just normal us, we'd be less disappointing than Damien.
I feel like we'd kill Damien as a child, whether we mean it or accidentally.
Actually, have you? I mean, and I know Injustice is a different universe, but have you gotten to the Damien issue? Of
I
Injustice?
finished it.
Oh, you
no.
liked it?
Yeah, I like that.
When he sends him out and he has to get back, and then he just has
It
to.
takes him 10 hours to get back.
Yeah, it takes him 10 hours.
All right. Let's see. What do we give Ra's al Ghul?
It depends what you want, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think it would be right to rank him highly.
6. 6 has been like the average score so far. I've got.
Because see, he isn't a tea party dad, but
It's a deadly tea party.
he gives you essential life skills. He He gives you
Vast wealth.
probably the safest temple you could probably grow up in because you're surrounded by.
But what if Deathstroke attacks with an army of guys? Like in Batman and Robin. Batman
Batman and Robin.
versus Son. Batman and Son.
What's it called, man?
There's a Batman versus Robin, and there's a Batman and Son, and there's Batman something else. I hate those movies.
Court of Owls.
No.
Oh yeah, those.
Oh, Son of Batman, you mean?
Yeah, Son of Batman. I hate those
I
shitty
think-
animated
shitty
ones.
animated.
I think that's bullshit. I don't think Deathstroke and a load of fiends could just take on the League of Assassins. That's not happening.
Okay, I've got one.
What?
Aku. Aku's a good.
No,
Aku's a good.
not
dad.
at all.
He's a good
Let's
dad.
spoil Samurai Jack for you. The love
Go
interest
for
is Aku's daughter.
So
Okay.
there's this cult called the Daughters of Aku,
Yeah, yeah.
who've been raised from birth to be assassins, and then it turns out they're literally the daughters of Aku. Their mother was an Aku worshipper, and then it turns out he gave her this weird vat of Aku goodness that she drank, and then became pregnant with octuplets.
Which is the same stuff he used on the blind actors.
And it's the stuff that he sneezed on Jack and created Jakku.
Ah, yeah.
Jakku.
It's when
spooky
Jack
Jack.
started transforming into a version of Aku in the original series.
Anyway, Aku is just Ra's al Ghul again, but he's not a loving father.
And he's funnier.
He doesn't give you the resources, and your world isn't better. It's a lot worse.
Yeah.
Also, he kind of mutates you into a weird version of himself that he uses as an assassin.
On a high note, you do get screechy time travel powers.
Screechy time travel powers.
But I
That's a
feel like,
bonus.
and we are able to do we're able to do a plastic man. We can shapeshift our bodies.
You can, yeah, you can shapeshift, but only after you figured out how to be Aku.
I'm back on board. I'm on board. I hate the training and all that. And Samurai Jack is probably going to murder you guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to.
You're the love interest.
I'm going to seduce Samurai Jack.
Yeah.
Both of us.
Well, whichever one of us ends up fucking him, we're the ones who's. Well, actually, none of us
The
survive.
three of us seduce Samurai Jack. Then I'll murder him in his sleep. We cut off his head, and then we go live with the dog people.
Oh yeah, the dog people. The dog archaeologists.
Let's just like shapeshift and become dark archaeologists. We'll go to like sweet raves.
Sweet rave buddies.
So what do we give Aku?
He's 7.
He's a 0, man. He's
I'm
a
back
0.
on board.
Okay.
I just like Aku as a
I've
person.
got the best one.
He's a mass murdering tyrant. but
I have
at
a pretty
least he's
controversial
fun.
one. I'm just going to throw it down before
Go
you
for
dig
it.
into yours.
Mine was a 10 out of 10 easy one.
Spoilers for Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Oh,
Ego the Living Planet.
I mean, he does want the best for his kids. He just
He wants to make you a god.
It's just you have to agree, or he'll murder you.
Hear me
Yeah.
out, hear me out. I'm okay with losing all connections on this planet. I'll wipe out the universe and start again. So
Yeah.
you guys on board?
And like, I feel like if you got past the child stage
Yeah.
and you could actually do the powers, he would, he could give you, you know, he could make you a god.
Just as long as he didn't, like, if he hadn't given Peter's mother brain cancer. Well, actually, if he hadn't given Peter's mother brain cancer, he would have stayed on Earth.
Yeah.
But if he had managed to find a way to go back to his planet without killing Peter's mother, then I'd say
Yeah.
Peter would have gone along with it.
Yeah.
Peter would have gone for it.
No, he would have gone along, then he's like, oh yeah, you gotta wipe out all life in the universe.
Peter was on board with that until he found out about the mother, because he hypnotized him.
Actually, I don't think he wanted to. I think he wanted to
The restart. The
assimilate
reboot.
it.
Yeah, he wanted
And-
to assimilate all life in the universe.
I feel like that's the... Have you guys ever read... Do you know about Green Lantern? Well,
Yeah.
in an old story after the death of Superman, there's nobody around to keep metallic Superman in control, cyborg Superman. Nobody could control him. So he blew up Coast City where Green Lantern lives. Green Lantern went insane and built a whole new Coast City and all the people in it out of his ring.
And then it turned out he was possessed by Parallax.
Yeah, but
Which
this
was
is
a
what I'm
cop
saying.
out.
I feel like that's what I'd end up doing. I'd assimilate Earth, and then I'm like, I better make my own Earth just to be
You know what
safe.
that reminds me of? Classic issue of Swamp Thing, My Blue Heaven. Swamp Thing's consciousness gets sent across the universe and he lands on a blue planet where he can control all the blue vegetation, but he gets so lonely that he
And he
creates
makes a
his hometown. But there's one thing, he creates Abigail Arcane, his love interest, but he cannot get his smile right and it drives him insane. And then he creates Blue Plant Constantine, who's his guilty subconscious who tells him he's a fucking idiot. It's
All right,
great.
I've got two more. What do we give? Who are we on?
Ego the Living
What do we
Planet.
give Eagle?
I don't think we can really rank him highly, can we?
4.
Tea party. You can have all the tea parties you want. Because he can just create a version of himself that'll have all the tea parties you want.
You could sleep.
It'll still look like 80s Kurt Russell, though.
Yeah, that's
the
a
perfect.
plus.
That's the perfect life form,
Yeah.
apparently.
What?
My memory's not great when drawing. I'm an artist, so fucking I have to start with that. When drawing from memory, I'm never very good. I'm great from drawing from a reference picture. And I feel like it would be the same thing when I build something. So I'm like, I want to sleep with Scarlett Johansson. I try and create Scarlett Johansson from memory and just fuck
Why
it
does
up.
she look like a ginger Bette Midler? Where did it go wrong?
I would love to
That's
see.
your fault.
I would love to see your from memory version of all of us.
You're just a mouth.
I'm a big mouth.
I'm just a forehead.
No, you're Brock from Pokemon.
Okay.
That's the thing. He just assigns us TV characters. Like I'm Philip J. Fry. You're Brock from Pokemon.
I'll use my trusty frying pan as a drying pan.
Alright. I've got two here. One really easy 10 out of 10. That's The Flash.
Does the Flash have a kid?
Yeah, he has two kids.
Which Flash?
Barry Allen. He has two kids, but there's one crux. To live with your father, the Flash, you've got to go to the year 3000.
Is that right? Is that good use of the word crux? It might be. I don't think so. But
think it's easy.
well, whatever.
Well, you know, the year.
Why do you have to go to the year 2000?
Because all his enemies live in this year, so you got to exist in the year 3000.
But the
they
thing
can't
is,
find you for some
the
reason.
year 3000 isn't that much different. It's like not much has changed. It's just that they live
Except we live
underwater.
in the water, and your
Yeah.
great granddaughter.
She's pretty fine.
Yeah.
But he makes every tea party. You get sweet speed powers,
sweet powers.
and the only time you're in trouble is if the Reverse Flash comes a knocking. But hey, there's four of us, so we can take him.
But you got a lot of time travel bullshit to deal with.
Yeah.
Reverse Flash could easily like punch Barry Allen in the face before he conceives you, and then you're never
Yeah.
born.
Yeah, but yeah.
Or he fucking pushes Barry Allen out of the way, and he tags him out, and then Reverse Flashes your dad.
If
Think
I
about
was
that.
Reverse Flash, that's the kind of thing I do. I just like time travel to Barry Allen having sex and just donkey punch him in the back of the head.
And see if she notices because it happens so fast.
Yeah.
Tag
And then
out,
just
bro.
leave again. Just leave again. I just keep fucking with him at really inopportune moments. Like, I'd wait for him to be like giving us like a speech at his son's graduation or something. Just like time travel behind him in a crouch, pants him, and then go back into the Speed Force.
I feel like the first thing we do is just beat the shit out of the cosmic treadmill. We just fuck that thing up so he can never mess with time and get rid of us from continuity.
I used to think the Reverse Flash's whole thing was that he could only go back in time. And like he had to go backwards.
He could only run while facing in the
He could
opposite
only
direction.
moonwalk.
What's our speedster names? Because we all need speedster names.
I think I'll be the Flicker. Is the Flicker taken?
Yeah, I think it's a porn name, but
Perfect.
I'm gonna go with the 60-minute man.
I'm gonna go with the 30-second man.
That's also a porn name.
Yeah, it is. Jack, what are you going with?
I don't know, I was gonna say something like Velocity, but it's not the 30-second man.
I think it's the. I'll be the.
Oh, I'm the reverse Flash.
I'll be the quick puff you feel in your genitalia that you shouldn't tell your doctor about because don't worry, it was just the wind. It's totally fine.
I'm cloudy urine.
And on that note, Rick Sanchez.
Worst dad ever.
Completely worst dad ever.
He's worse than anyone we've
You know,
listed so
dads
far.
are
Alright.
supposed to increase in power once they become granddads. If anything, he decreases because he makes his grandson shove big things up his
Ungos up
ass.
his ass.
Alright, hear me
Yeah.
out. One, there's three of us. So, we don't have to put as many seats up our asses.
But the thing is,
That's one each.
it's Rick, so one of us would become codependent, and the other two would grow to resent him, but be unable to do anything about it.
Why do I feel like I'm the codependent?
You're the codependent.
But hear me, I think the problem with Morty is,
And surprisingly, Summer has become the codependent one. Morty is the one who hates him now.
I feel like it's going to switch again. It's going to flip-flop. I feel like with Rick, the problem is Morty's not taking advantage of these wacky adventures.
He doesn't want to. He just wants to go home. But
I'm sorry, you're on a planet where every person is controlled by the same thing. You're not going to have fun on that planet?
well, I mean, Morty kind of becomes friends with Unity.
No, Morty's like, oh, this is wrong. No, that's Summer, actually. He just spends the whole time enabling Summer, who starts a race war.
Race war! Shut the fuck up, you sharp-nippled bastard!
You circling nipple son of a bitch.
Race war!
That's alright, Summer. Your first race war? Yeah, it's pretty bad. I wouldn't mind going to a purge planet.
Actually, yeah, Purge Planet would be pretty good if you had
sweet.
power armor.
Fucking. You could go into the tinyverse and pretend to be a god? Fuck, that'd be great.
I'm flipping everyone off right now. You can't see me, but I'm doing it.
You go to the tinyverse, sleep with any tinyverse person you want. Just because you're a god to them.
I think does that constitute rape?
Nah.
I think that's taking advantage of people. That's like taking advantage of your.
You're like, hey, I'm a god, I'm your savior. Let me sleep with your most beautiful women. They will bring my offspring, who will take away all your sins.
Yeah, I think that counts as rape.
Yeah, that's the big yes from me.
Well, okay then.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Rick Sanchez is just
Yeah.
the worst. Like, we've listed Aku and Ra's al Ghul, but
Yeah.
by far, Rick is the worst.
Yeah. Wonder Woman.
Great dad.
Wonder Woman would be a great dad.
I feel like if we were men, she would just throw us off a cliff, though.
That's what they do. No, Wonder Woman loves everybody, but on Themyscira, if you're born a boy, right off the cliff. Right
Did
off
they
the
actually
baby
address
cliff.
that in the movie at all?
No.
Damn.
The Amazons are just immortal.
Right off the baby.
There's no one born on Themyscira.
Oh, I've got a great one. Zeus.
He'd actually be a lot like Robert Baratheon, I'd say.
Demigod, though.
I think in the original myth, Zeus was the one who punted Hephaestus off Mount Olympus because he was ugly.
He's pretty.
He was a lot
Keep
less.
him in the mines, let him make some weapons.
Wait, is he alive, though?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
a
busy.
god, so he survives. He's
He's
just
making the
more
weapons and
deformed.
shit.
I think
Making the lightning bolts.
Hephaestus would have been a lot less ugly if they hadn't punted him off a mountain.
Right on. Oh, I've got one. Kratos.
Kratos, great dad. Kratos,
No, shitty dad.
Kratos, best dad.
100% shitty dad.
One of us is dying if Kratos is our... Two of us are dying.
One
if
of us
Kratos
is getting cyborg implants when we can't win a fight.
Really?
You're thinking of Thanos.
Wait.
I said Kratos. God of War.
Oh!
Kratos,
okay.
best dad.
Thanos.
Okay.
Thanos is best dad.
Thanos shit dad.
No, Kratos, best dad, because Kratos just takes you to visit the Jormungandr, and he's like, "It's the world, serpent son. Aren't you glad we're
Help
having
me
a sweet-
shoot Thor's eye out, would you, son?
Yeah.
We're having some great bonding time."
Oh, I love the way he just gave his son a fucking shank.
Yeah.
That's just...
I feel like God of War 4.
God of War 4.
Yeah,
It's a new one.
God of War 4 should have, like, "Do you believe in magic?" playing in the background, and it should have really soft lighting, and it should be presented as, like, a family movie. How, like, they're going, like, they're hunting trolls, but it's just like, "Come on, son.
He's just-
I got it, Dad, I got
It's a
it."
bonding experience.
He just
Yeah.
the son just kneels down and fucking trips one of the gods, and then Kratos just thumbs his eyes out. Perfect.
But it's, like, done in really soft lighting, and
Or
they're
the
both
son
smiling.
helps hold his hands down while Kratos castrates a guy
Okay,
or
we're
some
almost
shit like
there,
that.
and I've got one last one that I think we should run through.
I want a bit where he's like, he's riding Sleipnir, and Kratos is just behind him going, "Go on, son, you got it. Okay, don't let go, Dad. Don't let go." And he looks behind, he's like, "Dad, I'm doing it. I'm doing
Also,
it."
what's that prick angry about this time?
He's
He
just,
can't.
He's
Surely
just
he has to
angry.
be angry about his wife and child when he has another child.
Come
Actually-
on, son, you can make that jump. Just use your extra wings to double jump.
One thing I actually do like is how in God of War 4 they made it so that Kratos is trying to rein in the anger. Like,
Yeah.
like the bit where his son shoots him with the bow and arrow accidentally, and he's just like, "I'm okay with this."
He doesn't like the sun that much, though.
Yeah, he appears to not like him very much
It
at
might
all.
just be he doesn't know how to show affection.
No.
But I'd say we'll have some sweet bonding moments.
From
in
what
that.
we've seen, it looks like his son is dragged along in the adventure because the North gods has fucked with Kratos' offspring.
Also, I'm gonna call it now that his son's mother is gonna be like Freya or something. The god, by the way, not the
not
silent.
Freya from the...
Not Freya.
No, it's me, guys. I'm Kratos' wife.
Freya, who do you... Freya, who do you think is the best father?
Odin, the All-Father, because he's father of all.
No, okay, I've got the last one. So I want to hear your opinions on this. I know John's gonna love it, but
Okay.
Darth Vader.
Shit.
I have a son, Stormtroopers. I have a son, asteroids. No, but yeah,
Shit.
he just wants to get his kids into the family business. He doesn't even know they're
Am I
alive.
the only one who at the start of Return of the Jedi would just join Darth Vader and never leave him?
Oh yeah, me too. I'd help him kill the Emperor because the Emperor is a shit show. But
Well, if we're talking about Darth Vader, Dark Vader.
Dark Vader. That's a no.
Yeah,
I had a real risky
cut that shit
joke
off,
there.
Jack, right
Yeah.
now.
Ooh,
If we're talking to Darth Vader, then a case could be made for Pagan Min.
Pagan Min is actually a pretty good dad.
who's Pagan Man?
Far Cry 4. Like,
And you know what?
everything he does is for Ajay.
And he doesn't backstab him.
No.
And, like, even at the end where he's having dinner, he just comes in and he doesn't try to attack or anything. He's just like, if you want to kill me, you can do it.
Yeah, just go ahead. But, like, if you don't, I'll just... And there's the secret ending in Far Cry 4. Secret ending in Far Cry 4, if you just do as he
First
asks...
10 minutes.
Yeah,
if you
just
wait
stay
on
at
him,
the table.
If you just do as he asks, then he just tells you he tells
and
you
he's
the twist.
progressive because he's gay.
All right, hear me out.
Yeah.
Or at least not straight.
Well, he's bi.
with
Yes.
Darth Vader, you rule the galaxy. You could
I
bring
don't
balance to the Force.
Having a different sexuality makes you automatically progressive because, you know, Leo Varadkar is fairly right-wing.
and all you have to do is kill an old man.
An evil old man.
Yeah.
Are we still talking about
exactly.
the Emperor?
I'm bringing up the Emperor, and I think it'd be real easy to kill the Emperor. Though.
I mean, I'd go Sith in a heartbeat.
yeah. I feel like Darth Vader gets into like a little like lightsaber thing, and the Emperor's throwing lightning. I feel like we just brick him in the back of the head. Just get like a space brick. Just
I mean, he
right
does
in the back of the
have
head.
prescience, so he'd probably see it coming. But he's fucking an old man.
And he's fighting Darth Vader.
Also, and you gotta
Actually,
keep-
you know what?
But this old
It would've
man
been
did fight both Maul brothers and kill one of them.
Yes, but he's an old man now.
True.
He took a lot of lightning to
He
the face.
he was younger and not deformed when he killed Savage.
I can picture the end of Return of the Jedi where Darth Vader is fighting the Emperor and we're just chucking bricks at the Emperor like the end of Spider-Man 1.
Also,
Like off a bridge.
I'd just like to say,
You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us.
this is New York.
Also,
What's New York, son?
God, Spider-Man 2 is so good.
That Spider-Man will be, yes, Spider-Man. Doc Ock as a father. I want Doc Ock to be my
He
father.
already has 4 kids.
Was it?
Yeah, the tentacles.
Oh.
They're his babies.
Doc Ock Superior Spider-Man would be the best father. We need to do a whole episode about why the Superior Spider-Man is the greatest story ever. It's just
Oh
so
yeah,
good.
I'd just like to say one thing. One reason I really don't like Star Wars Rebels is because of the massive drop in animation quality.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But the reverse of that, one thing I loved about Clone Wars is the animation in Clone Wars was so good.
It was stellar.
And one of my favorite examples, the fight between Darth Maul and Savage Opress when they fought they fought Darth Sidious, and the way they animate Sidious is just they do it in such a way that Savage and Maul are both.
This isn't fair. They've got 2 lightsabers.
Savage and
I've
Maul.
only got 1.
So he actually has 2 lightsabers in the fight.
Wait,
Yeah.
do I have a 1-2 saber
He's
or
just
a
got
2-2 saber?
He's got the 2-1.
2-1 sabers
Two
and
ones.
1-2
He's
saber.
got 2 1s. But the way
should
they animated
fucking
it is
realize.
Savage and Maul are both moving like normal athletic people, but the way Sidious moves, he's really like jerky, and like it's really
That
disturbing.
sounded a lot dirtier
The
than
way
that.
he moves.
Just
Yeah,
giving them
we-
both head. Anyone way to stop us here.
I can feel the force coming in both of you.
The way they animate his
Come to the dark side.
You're a little short to be a stormtrooper.
but his movements are really erratic and like the way they do. Like at one point he blocks and attacks from behind him without looking with both sabers, and
That's no small move.
his movements are just really they're animated in a really disturbing way. And I
Although
just
he
like,
usually likes getting taken from behind. Isn't that right?
he's just standing there, arms behind his head, going, "I have the high ground now."
I ever tell you about what me and Doc Plagueis. I ever tell you about me and Doc Plagueis.
Do it.
Yeah, do it.
There's a great,
Anakin, I meant for you to kill the younglings.
a really nice small moment that people often forget. It's in the Dooku. No, it's not. It's I think it is in the Dooku Anakin lightsaber fight in Revenge of the Sith. He's sitting in the chair and their lightsabers clash, and he goes,
Yeah.
he just does this guttural sound. It's so fucking weird.
Alright.
Like Maul just comes up behind him and says, "Hey, no one's around. You want to fuck in the Senate? I am the Senate."
I don't know why, but I pictured Darth Maul unzipping his robes. His penis comes out, and then
Maul just strips and he goes, "So it's treason then."
no, his penis comes out, and then a second one comes out, and we get the same shocked reaction shot we got before.
But they're facing in opposite directions.
He's using one hand. And on that note, who's been the best father today?
I think by far,
Superman. No.
no.
What are you gonna say? Rick Sanchez.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna give it a Pagan Min.
Pagan Min. Yeah, buddy.
Pagan Min, best dad.
And on that note, I've been Jack.
I've been Kratos.
And I've been Dan.
And I've also been Freya. Good night, everyone.
You're doing that's a real shit impression of me, Jack. Why are you doing that?
touching me, Rhiannon, doing a Freya impression.
Oh, that was mean. But yeah.
me, Rhiannon.
Go on.
I really hit stop. I don't know which button to stop.